Hello world and welcome back to Let's Play Harry Potter and the Castle of apparently endless tutorials. So just slapping this intro in here because I abruptly had to cut it off last time because this video got way too long to be one piece. So what we did last time was I introduced you to the world and rambled for about 20 minutes. This time we're actually going to do the tutorial that the game put in for us to learn things and stuff. Anyway, let's get on with this cutscene.
Hey Harry! Remember me, Ron Weasley? That slimy Slytherin Draco Malfoy ran through this door with an owl under his arm. I think it was your owl Hedwig. Let's go after him.
I guess you probably noticed why some of the characters are mocked for their proportions now. Ron is the first example of just how weird some of the proportions can get, but I'll explain it in a moment.
Come on Harry, let's find Hedwig.
Well, 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 if it isn't the famous Harry Potter. I'm Draco Malfoy, and you do well to show me respect. Looking for that owl of yours? How careless of you to leave it lying about. Go home to your mother, Potter. Oh, sorry, you don't have one, do you?
I mean, vicious burn aside, like, he did say we were just leaving our owl lying around. Maybe we're abusing this owl, potentially? Maybe Harry Potter's just really not a good person to his owl and he just leaves it around unfed and he's just like an animal activist who just took and released my owl for its own safety or something? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, on the point of like proportions, Ron is the best example early on of how bad some of them get. I do not understand why they decided to go with such small necks. It's very strange. There's an even better example of this in a bit. I'll talk about it more then when we get to see that character, but yeah, let's go talk to Ron.
He's a nasty piece of work. Just ignore him. Us Gryffindor should stick together.
So yeah, let's talk to Ron again, as what I was going to say before he interrupted me.
Come on Harry, follow me. To climb up, just push forwards on your controller.
So I've already demonstrated this, as if I climb up here, there you go, if you run to the ledge, it'll allow you to climb things.
Let's go.
So if you're ever unsure, you can climb things like these bookcases, and then just jump off of it. I mean, I think Ron's going to explain this again in a moment.
Follow me. To jump, just approach the edge and keep pressing forwards on the controller.
So yeah, if you run, as I was just demonstrating, off the edge of something and keep pushing forwards, you'll jump off. If you fall down, there are some stairs over there so you can get back up. So let's just run on over.
Look, there's another feather. I'll double back and watch the entrance. You better go on and rescue Hedwig.
So yeah, he never explained before jumping over here that we need the feather. Like, if we didn't collect that, we'd have to go back and get it. So don't worry, there's no feathers down there on the floor. It's basically just to guide you to where you're supposed to be going next. So if we keep jumping around this way, pick up this feather, that's 3, jump across to here, and then jump over there, pick up this feather. Ta-da! Opens the door. So yeah, Ron's just abandoned us to basically do the job. I don't know why. Ron's just abandoned us like a jerk. In the context of this game, we've not met Ron yet. That was our first introduction to Ron from the player's point of view. They have no idea who Ron is or why he's helping us. So, yeah, it's very weird, this game. They've cut out a lot of context that you kind of need. It's Hercules all over again.
Hello, Harry Potter. My name is Nearly Headless Nick, and I am the Gryffindor house ghost. God, look how tall this room is. Well, I mean, you must go all the way to the top to get out. If you want to look around, press your triangle button. Press the triangle button again when you've finished.
I like how he just saunters off through the room after saying, oh yeah, you're going to have to go all the way up the top of this room to get out. Because he's locked us in here. He's locked us in here, the jerk. He's like, oh yeah, I'm your house ghost. By the way, if you can't get out of this room, you're going to starve to death and die. Well, thanks. Everything in this, castle is trying to murder us. I mean, that's pretty much Harry Potter anyway. But yeah, as he was saying, if you press triangle, you can look around in sort of a first-person mode. And as you can see, this room doesn't make any sense at all. It makes absolutely no sense. What is the purpose of this room? Who designed it like this? I know they're magic, but this is the most ridiculous thing ever. These are the most absolutely enormous drawers I have ever seen, and who in the world is going to climb up this building this way? It's absolutely mad. And I've just noticed this portrait. It looks like an older Harry Potter. He's going to like a fancy dress party, or he's just graduated. He's got a little goatee and a mustache, and it's... I'm going to be honest. This... I saw this last time when I played through this like on the previous run through, and this just made me laugh so hard because it's just so out of place. What a weird picture. I'm going to find out now this is one of the devs. Like, all of these pictures are just the devs. But, yeah, it's a bit weird. Maybe they're from, like, the film or something, and that explains it. I don't know if the film came out at this point or not. But, yeah, let's just keep climbing up and come on through and have a look at... This guy has got the biggest eyes. I noticed this last time as well. He's got, like, massive eyes from certain angles. Like, if you look at him from a different angle, his eyes are absolutely enormous. And, like, they kind of follow you around the room at certain angles. This guy just looks like... he just looks so miserable. Like, I get the feeling these are devs now because this guy looks so flipping miserable. Like, he didn't want to be there for the photo. He was like, fine, you can take a photo of me and put me in the game, whatever. I mean, this one up here looks like Queen Victoria, so I do not know what is going on with these picture frames. But yeah, once we've climbed up there, grab the chocolate frog. Just in case you fell down, they provide you with health. But yeah, if I come to the top here and press triangle, because I don't want to try and angle the camera manually, because it does not work well, because it gets stuck on walls. It's one of these old cameras that was designed like back in the old days when cameras weren't understood. But yeah, as you can see, there's nothing up that way. Like, jumping up there will not get you anything, so do not bother. What we're going to do is come into this room, the Jinx Room, which is probably the weirdest name for any room ever. They've got a room specifically for Jinx. I mean, it is a school, so maybe it's a practice room, but once you find out what's inside, it's kind of like, what? Why? How?
Ah, some snails have escaped from a Care of Magical Creatures class. Careful, they're dreadfully poisonous. Press the cross button to cast the Flipendo knockback Jinx from your wand. That should stop the wretched things. And watch out for those poisonous snail trails.
So there we go, that's our first spell. This is Flipendo. It's like a common one you see in a lot of these games, these Harry Potter games. It's the basic knockback Jinx that you use on everything as your attack. But yeah, he's basically said to, you know, stop these creatures. So if I use Flipendo on it, as you can see, it'll do this spinning around thing, and it won't get in your way. But here's the thing, if you do it again, it will kill it, and they will reward you what's known as house points. These are, if anyone doesn't know this somehow, they've never been to a school where they've had, like, house points, or, like, whatever, like, basically, yeah, house points is it. It's, I don't know if this is a British-only thing, but yeah, like, a lot of schools have these. And it's basically to reward you for doing a good job. And my recording, I believe, has broken. One moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. I had to cut there to double check my recording. Apparently, it wasn't that it had crashed or corrupted or something. For some reason, when I was testing, I never tested it in a dark location. And this room is really, really dark, apparently. So when I was looking over at my capture, all I could see was, like, the life bar and, like, the thing above that snail's head. Like, I thought the entire video had corrupted. Hopefully I can fix that in post. I can just up the brightness of the video and you guys are going to be able to see everything. Fingers crossed. We will see. But yeah, if I can remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about these snails and how the fact that you get given house points for murdering them, which is insane. Like, they're like, yes, good work. You've murdered a small, not exactly defenseless creature. Magical creature, yes, but you've murdered it, and that is the correct thing to do for an 11-year-old. What is this school teaching? They're teaching Harry Potter to be a murderer, but yeah, as you can see, if I was to hit this with that spell and then leave it for a few moments, there you go, it'll start moving again. But if you attack it twice, regardless of whether you attack it in quick succession or if you just attack it once and then let it move and then attack it again, you can kill it, basically. That's basically how that works. I've lost pace now. I've lost my pace after that. God damn it, capture card. Past me for not properly checking my recording setup. But yeah, the last time I did this, I noticed that this guy, he looks more like a cowboy than he does a wizard because of the hat. But yeah, it's a bit weird.
You can use your L2 and R2 buttons to rotate the game camera.
Thank you, book. I didn't intend to read that book quite yet, but yes, if you walk up to one of these blue books, it will explain things to you. So if I press L2 and R2, you can rotate the camera. I haven't explained a lot of this yet, but yeah, you can't use the left analog or the right analog stick to move the camera because it's one of these really, really old games. They hadn't thought of that yet. You literally only use, well, at the time, you'd use the D-pad to move. I'm using the analog stick just because I find it easier nowadays to move with that. I accidentally picked up a chocolate frog. But yeah, if I attack this guy, there we go, 15 house points for Gryffindor. And then pick up the last feather and go through the door. So here we go. So yeah, that's the murder room basically. We've finished the murder room, we're going to go into the next location. What is the tutorial going to be this time? Hopefully not murdering small creatures again. Nope, it's a book. So let's come over here.
Press the triangle button to view your surroundings. You can also cast a Flipendo knockback Jinx from this view. See what you can find to Flipendo in this room.
So this is basically a hint to say there are extra things you can attack in this room for extra points. So, as we saw, house points, we get extra ones if we do certain extra bits and tasks around the world. I'll demonstrate one in this room, but first I've got to talk to this guy.
Hello again. Did you notice that those poisonous snails twinkle? Things that twinkle can be affected by a Flipendo knockback Jinx. This is a Jinx block. Your Flipendo knockback Jinx will move it aside. To move the Jinx block, cast Flipendo at it.
The last time I did this recording, there was a rat up on that, ledge there, just dancing at me instead, and I completely missed what that guy had said before. But yeah, what he was explaining is that if you press X, use Flipendo on this block, as you can see there's that twinkle, it will move the block. And if we keep moving it all the way to the end, we'll get some life points. Yeah, we get life points. No, we get some house points for that. So if I climb up on this ledge, see, there's the dancing rat. There you are. Yeah, in the previous one, he was just distracting me so much in the cutscene, but as you can see, he sparkles above his head. If I use Flipendo on him, I'm going to attack another small creature. If you go too close to him, he will attack you. So yeah, be careful. It's not like he's not attacking you, but I did just attack a small creature. Granted, I didn't kill this one. If I look over here, and as you can see, now that I've got Flipendo, I can, when I go in this aim, I can actually aim my Flipendo. So you can go really far with this as well. Like, you can hit the far wall. It's a bit sensitive, but yeah, you can hit the far wall all the way over there. See how long that took to travel? But yeah, if I Flipendo this spider web, I get some extra house points for Gryffindor. If I climb over here, I was going to say, if you climb over there, there's a chocolate frog up there. You might be able to see it bouncing up there. There you go. There's a chocolate frog up there if you got hurt. But as I just demonstrated, this game has some of the jankiest jump physics in the world. So it's very difficult to make these jumps sometimes. And yeah, that is just the first demonstration of it. I just went straight into the ledge and then slid round the side of it instead of actually gripping the ledge, which is fine for now, but it's later on in the game when you're jumping over, pits of death, and then you just fall straight into it, die, and have to reset to the previous checkpoint. Oh, better shut up. There's some plot happening, apparently. Or not, we just have a stalker. Great, first day at school, and we already have a stalker.
Well, you've made it this far. Now take a look at this. A tall Jinx block like this one needs a charged Flipendo knockback Jinx to move it. To cast a charged knockback Jinx, hold down the cross button to build up the spell before releasing it.
So yeah, what he's talking about there is if I hold down X, it'll build up until that, and he'll actually say the spell. So when you just cast it normally, Harry doesn't say it, but if you hold it all the way down, there you go. So if you ever forget what the spell is called, that is what you find out. Oh, also, while I'm on that topic, let me press start. And it's not there. Okay, so Flipendo doesn't appear in that menu. I thought it would be there with the other spells. It's not. So technically we do have a spell, but we don't have a spell. See, I've just climbed up there without explaining what I'm doing. You're supposed to move the block all the way to the end to get up here, and then jump across to the door. But what I'm going to do is a bit sneaky. If I jump over to this ledge, as you can see, there is another cobweb here and a chocolate frog. So if I destroy this, I can get a few extra points for Gryffindor, which is good because in this game, I'll explain this a bit later, a bit better when we have the proper example of it, but it's quite tight on house points up until a point. So if you want to stay ahead all the way through, which I don't know if it actually matters in the end, whether or not you do, because if anyone's read the books, they probably know how the story of the house points in this game's end. I don't know if it makes a difference. I can't remember. I didn't have a ton of time to practice run this game before playing it, as demonstrated by my recording setup. because of other delays at the time. So let's pick this up. And there we go, it opens that door. And there is a statue up there. I don't think you could do anything with the statue, I just want to attack it for the sake of attacking it. And you can't get over to that door where that guy went through, so let's just go through this door. And see what we can find.
I'm Neville Longbottom. Malfoy led me down here and then ran through a secret passage with an owl. Now I'm trapped by these enchanted books. I've lost my wand, so I can't knock the books out of the way with Flipendo. Use the R1 button to point your wand at the flying books, then use your cross button to cast.
So yeah, this guy is another tutorial, but this is Neville Longbottom, infamous for losing everything. So yeah, he's lost his toad, he's lost his wand, he's now trapped in here with these books. So yeah, if we use Flipendo on them, we get some house points, and we also can get past, because these books will attack you if I go too close and demonstrate. Hello? Are you gonna do it? Okay, I thought these things attacked you, but they clearly don't, which is a bit strange. But yeah, so Neville's just trapped in here with some books that don't actually do anything. I think since Neville was trapped in here, I always just assumed they would do damage, but yeah, there we go, he runs past.
The lever is around here somewhere. There, I found it!
So there we go, he's found a button apparently behind that desk. I don't know where he found it, because if we come round here and have a look, it's just a flat surface with nothing on it. So it's a bit strange. I've just noticed the portraits over here. For a second there I thought that was Doctor Who, but he's got spiky hair. Apparently that was fashionable back in the day in the wizarding world, but who knows? Anyway, coming through this door, who knows? Doctor Who. Oh, I made a pun without even intending to do it. Ah, finally, our owl, which looks like it's had its face flattened. So yeah, maybe Harry isn't the best carer for his animals. But anyway, animal abuse aside, I want to go and talk to Neville one more time, just so I can really demonstrate something I was talking about much earlier in the game when I was talking to Ron.
A charged Flipendo knockback Jinx might free Hagrid from those bars. Keep the cross button held down to cast one.
But yeah, if I have a look from the side, look at his neck. Ron has a problem. Neville has an absolutely way bigger problem, because it looks like he hasn't just eaten a bee. It looks like he just ate the entire hive. He just put the entire hive in his mouth, and his head has expanded to a ridiculous size. And his neck is way too thin to be supporting that head. I said at the beginning I didn't want to mock the graphics in this game, but I have to point it out. I'm going to try and stop doing it after this point, but this is something I just had to point out, is the proportions, man. Come on. It's just too funny. It's just too funny to look at that. Anyway, let's talk to Neville again.
I really want to get out of this place. It's scary.
Frankly, mate, I'd be more scared about your neck and head posture. I mean, look at that. You've got forward neck and head posture. It's really not good. I mean, you should really see a doctor. I know they don't have doctors in the wizarding world. They have healers or something, or whatever they go to see in, like, the 4th or 5th book, or whatever it is. 3rd book? I don't know. Whatever book they go to see them. Like, they don't work like our doctors. So, yeah, like, but he needs to see a doctor, man. Seriously, it's not good for you. That's very unhealthy. But anyway, off that topic, let's open this grate by holding down Flipendo, and ta-da! School destruction, apparently, because that cracked the floor enough to throw up stones. But yeah, we freed our bird, and it's going to fly away and leave us here. Yay! But there you go, that unlocks the door, and we can finally escape the tutorial area. But I'm not going to go out there yet, because if I go out there, there's going to be more, like, bits of dialogue that won't end until I go into the next section of the game. So what I'm going to do right now is actually just end the video here, cut it off, and finish here before we get dragged into a whole bunch of other stuff, because I don't know how long this video is now, because I've had to do several re-recordings of the first part of this video, and then it broke. So yeah, I have no idea how long this video is. So anyway, let's end this off here. I've been HazzD. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the other good stuff. I will see you next time for more Harry Potter. See you then.